represents the United States for the third straight year, this time against Venezuela. Who will reign victorious and claim the title? Who will realize the ultimate dream of their youth? Welcome once again to Howard J. Lombardi Stadium here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, as ABC Sports presents the 1994 Little League World Series. We started with 7,000 teams over 12,000 games 7 weeks ago, played in 84 countries. We are down to 2. The gentlemen from Maracaibo, Venezuela, they'll face the United States champions from Northridge, California. And we know there is a Major League Baseball strike, so the stars of tomorrow are now the stars of today, signing as many autographs as some of the Hall of Famers who've been here. And the young team from Venezuela, they've become matinee idols. Welcome once again. I am John Saunders with ABC Sports. 48th Little League World Series for the 32nd consecutive year is brought to you by ABC's Wide World of Sports. It's the 8th time Venezuela has come here to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the 3rd time for Northridge, California. Each team looking for their first championship. They got there with victories on Thursday in the international final. Pin trading was fast and furious before the game, but the game belonged to one young man, Eduardo Ferrer, who in the first inning hit his first home run of the game, first of 2, and this one's pelted to dead center field as they would go on to the easy victory over the team from Saudi Arabia. 10-1 was the final in the international championship. Northridge of California facing Springfield of Virginia in the U.S. Championship. That's Spencer Gordon with a home run. But this was really a pitching battle, and Nathaniel Dunlop won this one as he tossed a one-hitter. Did not give up a hit until 1 out in the 6th inning, and then struck out the final 2 batters to get the win, 3-0, their 2nd consecutive shutout, and they have reached here. And once again, here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, I'm joined by the Hall of Famer, Jim Palmer. But not just a Hall of Famer, now a member of the Hall of Excellence, Dr. Creighton Hale, the CEO of Little League, instilling him in that honor earlier this week. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Quite an honor it was.
It certainly was. Now, when you come here, we've talked about this last year. It looks like these guys have been shrunk down from Major League players, especially Venezuela.
Well, I've been here 10 years, and I am constantly astonished by the level of play. You would think they are major leaguers. Now, if we talk about Venezuela, we know they can hit. They've outscored the opponents 22-3. Eduardo Ferrer, we saw the 2 home runs. He can also field his position. He pitched and fielded himself away. You don't see double plays in Little League World Series very much, but a very good ball team it is, and one of the better players I ever played with, John, pound for pound, Luis Aparicio, Hall of Famer from Venezuela.
California has won the last 2. They're looking for 3 straight, but this time around, they're really the underdog.
They certainly are. Nothing wrong with that. My first World Series appearance went out to Los Angeles, ended up beating the Dodgers 4 in a row, but this is a very resilient ball club. Went through an earthquake. They also lost the first game here after waltzing through the regionals in San Bernardino, where they went 17-0. But more than important, they had to win and had to beat Hawaii to get here. It's 7-7. They scored 10 runs. They had a bunch of home runs, and here they are in Williamsport to win it all.
You mentioned the earthquake. That was back on January the 17th. 70% of these players and their families were displaced, at least temporarily. You look at Matt Fisher's home. This was the day of the earthquake. They have yet to return. In fact, 3 players are not yet back in their homes, including Matt Cunningham. Now, he was actually 60 miles away playing in a baseball tournament, was separated from his family, and did not hear from them until later. Now, earlier today, our Maria Sansone had a chance to talk with Matt Cunningham of the team from California as they entered the stadium.
Matt, after the earthquake, you couldn't even talk to your family for 8 hours. That must have been tough.
Yeah, it was tough because I didn't know what happened to them, and I was concerned about them at my house.
When did you finally meet up with them?
About a week later, they finally came and get me.
Now, do you do any rituals before the game?
Yeah, I have a pair of lucky green underwear I put on.
Oh, okay. Just keep that to yourself. We'll go back to you, John. Good luck, and thanks a lot.
All right, Maria, thanks a lot. Time now for the national anthem.
Where we are honored to have with us today a former Broadway star and Little Leaguer from Long Lake, Minnesota, and son of former Major League pitcher Tommy John, Taylor John. Please rise and join the Bucktail and Williamsport detachments of the Marine Corps League to honor America in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see?
Northridge, Justin Gentili, back in a moment. Just another look at some of the attractions here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That's the Little League Museum. Your starting pitcher for the USA, Justin Gentile, who likes to throw the curveball.
Yeah, 12-year-older that pitched very well on Wednesday night, won 2-0. He's got 3 pitches. He's got a fastball across the seam fastball. See him holding it across the seams. A curveball, which was very effective. 13 strikeouts on Wednesday, and a changeup, and this is what you need to throw against the teams from Venezuela.
And here's the team he'll be facing. Leading off will be Esteban Avila, the center fielder. Eric Villalobos, and Guillermo Quiros. Cesar Hidalgo, the pitcher, is the cleanup hitter. Eduardo Ferrer, who hit a couple of home runs. Pedro Infante, the left fielder. Luis Gonzalez is the right fielder. He'll bat 7th. And Elio Perez is the second baseman, batting 8th. Batting number 9th, Effinson Mora. The rules here, the age limit, you can't be 13 before August the 1st of this year. The length of the game, 6 innings, of course, barring extra innings. The base runner, he may not leave the base until the pitch crosses home plate. And the pitching restrictions, the pitchers you'll see today did not pitch in their championship games because you cannot pitch in consecutive days, and they're limited to 9 innings. And a starting player who's been removed may re-enter the game only 1 time, though. Esteban Avila is the leadoff hitter, hitting .375, 3 for 8 coming in. Also has a home run. We are underway. This one just inside, ball 1.
Now, Frank D'Angelo umpiring behind the plate. Strike zone here at Little League is from about the armpits to the top of the knees. A bit more ample than the Major League strike zone.
That one tailed across on the outside of the plate. You're going to see the speeds of some of these pitches, and Jim, if you compare them to what a major leaguer would face, this is what it is.
Yeah, Justin Gentile throwing about 62 miles per hour the other night, but there's the changeup, and that's the effective pitch. If you've been here all week, you know the team from Venezuela can hit the fastball. So if you're Northridge, you've scouted him. There's that little changeup he throws, kind of like a palm ball.
Comes with a fastball that time. They say what makes his changeup so effective is it comes from exactly the same spot, and I guess that would make it effective.
Well, it's very important. If you throw a changeup, John, what you want to do is have the same arm speed as your fastball. So maybe the changeup's 50 miles per hour, the fastball's 61, but it can be very effective.
Again, that one tails just inside, but it looked like the changeup.
Well, give you an example of how Justin Gentile can change speeds. Now, great windup. See the left shoulder? It stays tucked underneath the chin. And he tries to keep the ball down, and he did that extremely well on Wednesday night. Very few pitches up in the strike zone.
2-2 count. Comes up high with a fastball there.
Well, see, that's the difference. And I think one of the things that's very important here is that, first of all, you want to get your team off on the right foot, but also you want to be able to be relaxed. And the one thing he did do Wednesday night, only walked 2.
And the team from Venezuela will be sitting on that curve. They don't want to swing at it. He comes right across the plate, down to shortstop. And Fisher's up with it and guns him out.
Been here 10 years. And they're the highlighted players. Now, Tuber pitched the other night. He can pitch today. He's eligible to pitch. Nathaniel Dunlap pitched him into the thing. And Fisher, we just saw his arm, outstanding shortstop.
Comes with the fastball outside. Eric Villalobos is the batter. Call him the Rabbit.
Well, if he hits a home run like he did on Thursday, he can take his time going around the bases.
This one down to first base, where Matt Castle will do it by himself, and 2 are gone now. You want to take a look at how Maracaibo, Venezuela, reached the championship. They beat Daharan of Saudi Arabia 5-1, then Chinese Taipei, a team that was not as strong as in years past. Then Glace Bay, Canada, actually kept them the closest game, but shut them out 3-0. Then 10-1, they came back and beat Saudi Arabia again.
They had a very good regional, went 12-1, did lose that one time. Actually losing 14-4 to San Felipe, which is a team in Venezuela, but came back. And this team can hit, and they're a very good defensive ball club. They've only made 3 errors.
Guillermo Quiroz is your hitter. And he swings at one that tailed just outside. Can't catch up with it.
I think, John, from watching the games this week, if you have more than one pitch, you don't need 3 or 4, and you have good control, and Justin Gentile showed us that on Wednesday night, you can be very effective.
Ooh, look at this one fall off the table from Gentile.
Well, you made a great point. If you're a pitcher and you don't throw real hard, but you want to be successful, you have to be able to hide the ball well. He does that. Have good control. He has that.
See the set up on the outside corner, and Gentile hits it. He retires the side in order. No runs and no hits and no errors. A look at the helmet mask as he paints the outside corner, and we are headed to the bottom half of the first in a scoreless game. Sorry, Hidalgo. They call him Whopper, and with good reason.
Well, you can see the 15 strikeouts. He faced 21 batters and struck out 15. And that was Tuesday against Chinese Taipei. He's got 3 pitches. We'll see. Now, instead of throwing the ball across the seam, he throws his fastball with the seam. Just moves his fingers over a little bit. And there's the curveball. And his 3rd pitch, he'll throw this maybe 2, 3, 4 times a game, and that'll be the knuckleball.
And the lineup he'll face, he'll start against his opposing pitcher, Justin Gentile. Matt Cunningham, the catcher, bats second. Out in center field, the pitcher who got him here, Nathaniel Dunlap, he's the center fielder. Spencer Gordon bats cleanup out of right field. Shortstop is Matt Fisher batting 5th. The first baseman, Matt Castle, will bat 6th. In the 7th position, Peter Tuber, who you may see on the mound. Michael Frost, the second baseman, will bat 8th. And the third baseman, Gregory Wallace, will bat 9th. Justin Gentile, you can see Mickey Mantle, one of his favorites.
Probably just wants to get his autograph. So do I.
So do a lot of people. He faces the fastball right out of the chute, and it was 72 miles per hour. Is that what you expect to see with Hidalgo? He'll just pretty much come after him and hope they can't hit it?
Again, we talked about scouting report for Gentile. He throws a lot of breaking balls, but Hidalgo will throw about 77 miles per hour, and he also gets the ball up in the strike zone.
Shot to shortstop. Great play by Moore. Can he gun him down? The ball was there, but it one-hopped the first baseman, Ferrer, and got away. We'll see how they score, but that was a tough, tough play.
Well, if you play shortstop when you have a pitcher that throws 77, you're going to play up the middle. So Upinson Moore has to go to his right, and when he does that, it makes the degree of difficulty a little bit more. Just trying to make contact. You can see the short stroke, and that's what you have to do against a hard thrower. Great play, plants the right foot, just the way they do at the majors, but here the throw bounces, and you have a runner on. I would assume they give him a base hit. Nope, it's an error.
We'll call it an error because it looked like he did have time to throw him out, and it just one-hopped away, but it would have been a terrific play. There's the fastball in for a strike against Matt Cunningham.
And that's what we call one of those tough errors.
Yeah. Again, the fastball is fouled straight back, and he's quickly ahead of him, 0-2.
So the game plan against Cesar, who is pitching for Venezuela, as we look at his mound, is basically not to swing at the high fastball. Whether they'll be able to do that or not is another case.
This one is hit hard and pulled well foul.
One of the things that Northridge felt confident about, they had a pitcher for Woodlands Hills. They met in the regionals who threw 75 miles per hour.
Ooh, that one looked outside, but he's called out looking. 75-mile-an-hour fastball, not a lot of time to make up your mind.
No, you actually have about a quarter of a second, and then the brain has to decide, is it a strike or not? Pretty ample strike zone today. We've already seen that, and we're only in the bottom of the first inning.
Nathaniel Dunlap is the hitter, the center fielder. Swings at the first pitch, a fastball and misses. As we mentioned in the U.S. Championship, he pitched a one-hitter and a very poised young gentleman.
We certainly did. He gives up the one hit. He has a 3-0 leading. The first thing he does is look to see who the double play is going to be in order.
Fights this one off the fist, and there's no play as Villalobos could not get it out of his glove. That'll be an error on the third baseman. He thought about going to second and then maybe to first.
Well, anticipation, very big, important part of baseball. Right here, you probably don't have a play at second base. So you're playing, you're playing in front of the bag, and right here, you know the only play you're going to have playing so shallow is first base. But he looks at second, doesn't come up with a handle, and you have runners at first and second, and one out.
And already we will get a conference here. Ramon Diaz just telling him to calm down and relax. We do have a translator in our truck. Told the third baseman, look the ball into your glove to make the play, and that clearly was what he did wrong. So now we have one out, runners on first and second. And the hitter is Spencer Gordon. And he just rips at the first offering and yanks it foul.
Well, go back to the point I was trying to make. In talking to Larry Baca, the coach of Northridge, he said, we did face somebody that throws as hard as Cesar Hidalgo. And the difference was neither of the pitchers had curveballs.
And again, he swings at it. This one, he takes it out to right field in a little foul. You saw the defensive lineup for the team from Venezuela, and the guys who were highlighted were the people they would look to be their strongest players.
Exactly, and it looks like Northridge, what they've done is already cut down their stroke. We'll see them get deep in the batter's box. Give the ball a little bit more chance to get to home plate.
Gordon swings at 3 straight, fouls the first 2 off, and strikes out on the third, so now 2 are gone with 2 aboard.
Now Spencer Gordon moving back in the box, but I'll tell you again, it's 75, 77 miles per hour. You don't have a lot of time. And that is not only a fastball, but in a great spot.
Brings up the shortstop, Matt Fisher, who swings at one a little outside, cannot catch up with it. He does go. Oh, what a tremendous play by Villalobos, who may have saved extra bases there. I'm not sure if it would have stayed fair, but it looked close. Villalobos just stretches completely out and gets the third man retired. Back in a moment.
As we take a look from the umpire's masked camera, there's a saying in baseball, you don't want to help the other club beat you, so you play solid defense. And we talked about the astonishing defense and the level of play here at Williamsport. Here's a perfect example. You make a couple of errors, and then you save a run with a diving stab. Got to have great reflexes, and you have to anticipate the ball is going to be hit to you.
Only 3 errors in the entire tournament. They've got 2 in the first inning, and now we move to the top of the second inning. The pitcher, Cesar Hidalgo, who will be 13 years old tomorrow, comes to face his counterpart. Breaking ball is knocked down to first. Matt Castle takes it by himself, and Hidalgo is gone. Now here's a look at the bat that's used. As you know, it's an aluminum bat, but for the team from Venezuela, they use one bat pretty much. There's a couple of guys who switch in, and the reason is that Hidalgo's brother is in the Baltimore Orioles organization. He gave it to them as a gift. They had a lot of luck with it. They nicknamed it Martin. There's a shot down to third. Good stab by Wallace, comes up and guns him out. Martin is a Venezuelan TV character, and then they added friend to that. Pana Martin is what they call the bat. They've had a lot of luck with it.
Well, it was certainly friendly on Thursdays. They hit 3 home runs, but an outstanding play. Ranging to his left, strong throw, and then the nice grab at first base. And that's the way you have to do. I mean, I honestly believe this is going to be a close game because I think Gentile is going to pitch well. And and it looks like Northridge already has a pretty good game plan against Hidalgo.
Pedro Infante is the batter now.
John, we talk about home field advantage. Definitely, if you're an American ball club playing in the finals, you have it here at Williamsport.
Oh, yeah.
They won a good game, but they are rooting for the American team. Make no doubt about it.
About 35,000 people here, all cheering. Goes after the changeup and is way in front of that one.
Already mixing up the pitches. I think there's a couple of changeups that look like curveballs, so he is throwing all 3 pitches.
This one knocked down again to Greg Wallace. over to first, and another 1-2-3 inning for Justin Gentile. They have the victory, and we will return with more action from the 1994 Little League World Series after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Get off the field! You're a bum!
Get an A1 deal at A1 Toyota.
Welcome back once again to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. John Saunders along with Jim Palmer. A lot of great seats out here. Just 10,000 though in the grandstand, so you have to find another place. Maria Sansone.
Here at the Little League World Series, there are no really bad seats, but you can't go wrong sitting in straightaway center field. And I'm not the only one that had this idea. Look at all these kids here. But they look like they're waiting for something. What are you guys waiting for? Home run! Should have known. Well, if I would have known, I would have brought my glove. Oh, thanks. John, I think I'll be off mic for a little while. You take care of it.
All right, Maria, thanks a lot. She shows up out in right field or something, we know. And some switches.
Well, she is a softball player.
That's right.
Doesn't play Little League, but she's too old. She's getting a little bit up in age. She was 12 last year, already 13.
Shot down to shortstop, and Effinson Mora with the routine ground out as he gets rid of Matt Castle.
Well, you notice something right away as we look at this graphic. This is the road to the championship. Losing the first game, and a lot of people think after waltzing, I mean, they did waltz through. They went 17-0. I mean, they won one game 39-0. Then maybe they were a little overconfident, but they had to win their last 3 games, and they did 2 shutouts in a row.
That's a hit batsman. Looks like it caught him on the wrist, and he is awarded first baseman. Peter Tuber will go down to first.
Well, Peter Tuber talking about the fact, and that ball may have hit
the end of the
knob of the bat, but talking about having to face Nathaniel Dunlap, one of his teammates now during the regular season. Dunlap throws 70 miles per hour. He said you got to stand deep in the box. As we see them come over, this is something that's really become kind of a tradition here in Williamsport. If you hit somebody, it doesn't happen in the major leagues. If you did, they might go over there and deck them, but they come over, they say, hey, no harm intended.
Just another thing that makes Little League Baseball unique and different from its major league counterpart. Michael Frost is the batter, second baseman. 1 gone here in the bottom half of the second inning, no score. Justin Gentile from Northridge has retired all 6 men he's faced. Again, the fastball.
Well, you know, it's an interesting thing about the sportsmanship and playing by rules. One of the youngsters emotionally threw his bat after a strikeout on a questionable pitch, and he was ejected. And, you know, I'm not trying to point him out, but what I'm saying basically is that in Little League, if you transgress the rules, you have to really live up to them, and you have to be responsible for your actions. And very rarely do you ever see really unsportsmanlike conduct here at Williamsport.
He's pretty much coming with heat every time. All but one pitch has been over 70 miles per hour.
And I think that's exactly what Northridge is going to do. They're going to look fastball all afternoon. It's just a matter of really how many strikes he throws and on what part of the plate. Because this is not the type of guy that you're going to look for a curveball. He's a one-pitch pitcher, basically, and you'll try to hit the fastball.
Calls him out again on the outside corner. The plate may have picked up a couple of inches. You may hear some of the thunder and see some of the lightning and how dark it's gotten here in South Williamsport. We are looking at a thunderstorm coming in.
Frank D'Angelo behind home plate doing his moonwalk.
Greg Wallace tries to get aboard with a bunt, but Hidalgo will come up and get him for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So we remain scoreless after 2 full. Back to South Williamsport in a moment. Welcome back once again to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Today's overhead shots courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes based in Pompano Beach, Florida. At the controls, Captain Dick Esch from Sunrise, Florida. And thanks, gentlemen, although, Jim, I'm not sure I'd want to be up there with the lightning moving in.
I'm wondering, you know, we know that they're wearing rubber spikes, but what is aluminum bat? I hope it's not a lightning rod.
Don't hold it up in the air.
Oh, no. Well, I'm sure if we have lightning that they will temporarily suspend this game.
We heard the umpires already discussing that, and they say the lightning is coming over basically the left side of the bleachers. So They'll watch it. Good curveball to Luis Gonzalez.
Well, see, off of Cesar Hidalgo, you look for the fastball, but right here you can see that the swing completed because, again, pitching, changing rhythm, trying to fool the hitter.
Gentile comes with his fastball. That one just tails a little outside to move the count to 1-1.
I mean, you think of one of the best pitchers in the major league level is Greg Maddux. Maybe throws upper 80s, but not into the 90s. Yet he has won 2 Cy Young Awards, on his way to a 3rd. And why does he do it? Because he changes speed so well. Makes great pitches. Will throw his off-speed pitch at any time. Now give it.
The youngsters looking up to watch the weather patterns, which are moving in over top of the mountains. Gentile with the delivery again, and another breaking ball reaching for it. Wallace up with it, down to first, and it's beaten out. Gonzalez gets in there ahead of the throw.
Well, you play shallow at third because it's only 60 feet between bases. Luis Gonzalez running all the way, bang, bang, play. Tie goes to the runner. Umpire makes the correct throw. Coming up, it just loses the handle a little bit, but stays with it. An excellent throw, but that's just enough to make the runner safe.
Elio Perez with his first plate appearance against Justin Gentile, as Venezuela has now their first base runner in 3 innings. Gentile catches the outside corner there.
Well, you wonder if they'll bunt. We talked about how you get here. Take another look at this pitch. Curveball that gets the outside corner. Looks like they're anticipating the bunt.
See him choking up on it. He keeps hitting that outside corner. Tough to bunt that.
Certainly is. I mean, unless you make that commitment. It looked like he couldn't quite make up his mind. And now with 2 strikes, third baseman will move back a couple of steps behind the bag.
Gentile, breaking ball on the outside corner. It's foul ball. And that was the 3rd strike, so he's out. Bunting with 2 strikes, you foul it off, you are headed back to the bench.
Well, not a high percentage play. Again, if you're going to bunt, you want to get the bat out in front of the plate. See how far behind home plate he has the bat? So even if you bunt the ball softly, which is what he did, it has a chance to go foul. Get the bat out, that ball would have been a sacrifice.
There's a runner headed down to second, and he is retired as Matt Cunningham throws a strike down to Michael Frost, the second baseman, or rather the shortstop, Matt Fisher, maybe moving over. And Gonzalez is gone.
Well, Venezuela, they came in with 3 steals, and we call them delayed steals because you can't go to the ball gets over home plate. Again, you have to have a middle infielder covering. You have to make a good throw, and Matt Cunningham does it, and they get the out.
Fastball is high and outside, so 2 are gone. His first base runner was aboard, but retired on the caught stealing.
Again, this we talk about anticipation. Northridge went down and practiced this play yesterday. Why? Because they scouted the team from Venezuela.
Gentile doing a nice job of hitting the outside corner. If you go back to the bunting, what would you like a batter to do to get that pitch on the outside corner? If he's
well, what he
bunt
has
it?
to do is, first of all, he has to square around. You're sacrificing. You're giving yourself up. Get the bat out in front of the plate. There's a strike. And also, the important thing about bunting is that if you're a right-handed batter, you want the angle to be where the barrel of the bat's a little bit higher. That way it's easier to put the ball on the ground. One of the few things I could do with a bat in my hand, and that was bunt.
After the outside corner to get the first strike and run the count to 3-1, he comes inside and gets it fouled off. Now 3-2 facing Effinson Mora. And they're sending the players in. The Lightning has now gotten a little bit closer to Lombardi Stadium, and so the players are coming off the field.
There's
The 3-2 count. 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. Stay with us. We will come back when they get this thing started again, and for the championship game, you can bet they'll try and get it in. We will have some programming for you to take you back to a look at the championship with Trumbull, Connecticut won it a few years back. That when we return to Williamsport, Pennsylvania in the '94 Little League World Series Championship. Welcome back to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. John Saunders along with Jim Palmer. As you can see, we have completed 2 full. We're in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 gone and a 3-2 count, and we are in a rain delay. Actually, a lot of lightning in the area. We're told it may pass through quickly, but in the meantime, let's bring you a look at some of the past Little League World Series. You recall Trumbull against Chinese Taipei back in 1989, where Jim Palmer was joined by Al Troutwig. Welcome back to ABC's Wide World of Sports. You've been watching the 1994 Little League World Series, the first couple of innings on tape. The reason, we've been in a major rain delay. John Saunders, Jim Palmer, and Maria Sansone. A 3-hour delay, and it simply poured for about an hour, Jim.
Well, over 3 inches of rain fell here at Williamsport. It did not look like 20 minutes into this rainstorm that they would ever be able to resume the game, but Little League is a game of volunteers. There's 2.8 Little Leaguers that play the game, over 1 million volunteers, and they chip in here at Williamsport, the maintenance people, along with a lot of college students that help maintain the field. The field is playable, but it will be wet, and I think it will affect the outfielders because they're really going to have to charge the balls.
Here's where we left off in the top of the 3rd with 2 gone and a 3-2 count on Effinson Mora, and a scoreless game. So we return now to the top of the 3rd, and we are ready to begin play after a 3-hour-plus rain delay.
If you're wondering how it'll affect Justin Gentile, I would assume that he hasn't walked anybody. They've only gotten 1 hit. That's an infield hit, so we'll see if it affects his control. Pitched on Wednesday night, only 2 walks, none this afternoon.
The 3-2 count, he comes in and throws a strike right away. I'll tell you, a lot of major leaguers after a 3-hour delay might not return to the mound sometimes.
Well, he had his warm-up pitches, and I think you can see from the swing, he's really mixed up his pitches, but they were looking fastball, and that's a home run swing, and one of the first ones we've seen from the team from Venezuela.
Comes back, and a shot goes out to right field. It's being chased down by Gordon. Slipping around second is Mora, rather around first, but he makes it into second easily with a double.
Well, great hitting, looking for the fastball again, really looking for a strike with a count 3-2, and you can see the first base coach telling him go, go, go. He slips, but the ball goes all the way to the wall and easily will put the first runner in scoring position this afternoon.
So we're back to the leadoff hitter, Esteban Avila. With a runner in scoring position now, and still 2 gone.
And bounced out to shortstop his first time home. Hit a mammoth home run in the International Championship game on Thursday.
And that one gets away, and down to 3rd goes Mora.
Well, I think another way that you can see the game affected by a rain delay is that the field, obviously after it rains, is wet. If you're an infielder, you pick up a ground ball, and we have to understand these are 12-year-old kids, small hands. The ball is the same size they use at the major league level. So maybe if it gets wet, a little bit harder to grip.
So a couple of things. Also, Mora slipping around first. The bag was clearly wet. Comes in with a fastball, a good hack at it, and it sails out of the park.
Esteban Avila says his favorite player is Barry Bonds, and when he hit that home run, he assumed the home run stance that Barry has.
Pitches up, and he pulls it out to right field. Mora comes in to score the game's first run.
Well, if you're Larry Baca and you're the manager of this Northridge club, you have seen Justin Gentile struggle for the first time here in Williamsport. I mean, great swing. Look at the left shoulder, the front shoulder. Actually make that the right shoulder stay in there. Nice compact swing with aluminum bat. That ball rocketed into right field.
Eric Villalobos is the hitter now. Ball 1 to him.
Well, once again, we're going to see, not only does it affect your control, but really the thing that Gentile's been able to do is keep the ball down in the strike zone. And he has not done that since he's come back. Breaking ball is usually down and away from the hitters. It's been up in the eyes, and that's a pitch you'd like to hit. Doesn't break as sharply. Only throws about 62 miles per hour, so he's not a hard thrower.
Straight back up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. We have runners at first and second now. And after ending the rain delay with 2 out and a full count, Latin America, the gentlemen from Venezuela have come out swinging, and they've put a couple in play. They have a run across. See the runners now on first and second. 2 gone, 1 run across. Gentile's outside a little bit. His ball doesn't seem to be breaking as sharply as it was before we had the rain delay.
Well, we call that command. And again, the one thing that's impressed me about Justin is he's not a thrower because he doesn't have that great arm, but he can pitch. And because of the rain delay, he is not. As you look at the rally caps, making the pitches he was making before.
That one again right across the plate and up.
See, he struck out Quiroz the first time up, and then when we look at Guillermo came in hitting 6 for 13. He's now for 6 for 14.
Ramon Diaz, the manager, the Venezuelan team, right now looking at a 1-0 lead and hoping to add to it. Larry Baca is the manager of Northridge, and after the long rain delay, he finds his team down by a run. That one just on the outside corner for a strike.
Well, this is the curveball that he established early on, and take a look. A little bit outside, but he does get the call, and he needs that type of pitch right here. Needs a break.
Tries to paint the outside corner down to second, and now they've got the man trapped in a rundown. Avila, and he'll be tagged out, and Northridge gets out of the inning, giving up just 1 run after the long rain delay. Looked like they could be in some trouble, but they managed to get out of it with a base running mistake.
Well, Matt Cunningham, he's already thrown out a runner, heads up play, makes a great throw. It's not a vintage rundown, but the bottom line, it does get the 3rd out.
And as a result, we will head to the bottom of the 3rd with more action from the Little League World Series after this message and a word from our ABC.
Sure. Unsure. Sure. Unsure. Sure. Unsure. When dryness really counts, be sure to be dry. Sure Solid has the most effective wetness fighting ingredient you can buy. For dryness no one can beat. So you're either sure or unsure. Sure. Unsure. Be sure to be dry.
Now the whole family can fall in love with Pizza Hut, because now you can get any medium specialty pizza plus any medium single topping pizza all for just $11.99. So you can fall in love again and again with Pizza Hut. In love again. Oh, I can't help it.
At the Discovery Channel, we go to extraordinary lengths to tell extraordinary stories. Stories that take you off the beaten path. So if we see it, you see it. The Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Welcome back to the 1994 Little League World Series. Let's join Maria Sansone earlier in the outfield.
In any sport, technique is everything. And these kids will tell you that this is one of the fun things to do at the Little League World Series is sliding. And they're doing it right now. But since there's been rain and mud, it's even more fun. Right, guys? Okay, let's see you do it. Okay, let's go back to you, John. I'm glad I'm not doing this.
Thanks a lot, Maria. We're thankful you're not doing it as well. John Saunders along with Jim Palmer and Matt Cunningham, really with a couple of good throws already in this game. A caught stealing, then he starts that play as well.
Well, catchers year in and year out here in Williamsport, very important as far as pass balls and alertness. Have to be able to catch it and throw it.
We'll see now how Cesar Hidalgo responds, and he throws the fastball on the inside corner to start things out.
Well, he's got a great arm in the 70-mile-per-hour range.
Back again, this one on the outside, but a little bit too far outside. The count goes to 1-1. Gentile tries to get a piece of that, fights it off the end of the bat, and again, as we have mentioned earlier, if you're watching the earlier taped part, here's the comparison of what the speed means. If he's throwing around 75, that's 99 to a major leaguer.
Yes, it is. And we're talking also reaction time. He has about a quarter of a second to make up his mind.
Justin Gentile is called out on strikes. Crowd disapproves.
Well, we talked about earlier, very ample strike zone, and we have a chance to see this play. You really can't tell how low this pitch is. We'll see whether it's over the plate or not. Not only was it outside, it was low. And if you give somebody that's throwing around 75 miles per hour a big strike zone, he is going to be very tough.
Brings up Matt Cunningham, and there was something that dropped off a little bit. A little breaking ball.
Well, Hidalgo throws 3 pitches: the knuckleball, the curveball, and the fastball.
And again, they give him the outside corner.
Also throws the 2-seam fastball. That does sink, John.
That one sunk a lot.
And I imagine as he progresses in his baseball career, he'll throw some 4-seamers. They'll have a little more life, but that can be very effective when you're throwing that hard from 46 feet.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch is up.
And as we look at his windup, very much the way I was taught, which is basically that you're going to break your hands over your front knee. Shoulder tuck. Very compact motion for a big kid. He's 5'9", 140 pounds. And imagine the hitter thinks it probably looks like he's coming to you from about 30 feet out. Terrific arm.
Matt Cunningham with 2 consecutive good cuts at it, though. The pitch is staying up a little bit. That one around 73 miles per hour. Big swing at it, but he cannot catch up with that one, and 2 are down on strikeouts. That was a curveball, 66 miles an hour, so slowing it down. His curve is about the same speed as Gentile's fastball.
Well, it's such a great view from the umpire's mask because you get exactly to see what the hitter is looking at.
Nathaniel Dunlap is in. That one rode in on his hands and tried to fight it off. Get a little sting there.
I mean, I'm not sure if this ball doesn't really hit his hand. I mean, look at that. Right off the finger.
Yeah, caught a piece of it. Definitely caught a piece of it. Not a lot of patience we're seeing from Northridge right here.
It appears that basically because Cesar has not really gotten them any breaking balls over, and he's throwing so hard, they're looking for the fastball. They see the fastball. I mean, he's thrown 32 fastballs, and that's what they're looking for.
Well, Dunlap could not hold up on one. Swings at a ball that was outside and in the dirt. And we are retired here in the bottom half of the 3rd as Cesar Hidalgo has struck out the side. Nathaniel Dunlap looks like he's hurting here. 1-0 is the lead for Venezuela. Back with more from Williamsport in a moment.
Reason number 1 to rush to McDonald's. The Big Mac Extra Value Meal. A hot, mouth-watering Big Mac. Large, crispy golden fries. An icy Coke. All just $2.99. $2.99. Stay tuned for more reasons to choose McDonald's.
If the foot bone were connected to the head bone, you'd be wearing Wigwam socks. Wigwam, real comfortable socks from Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Seattle, average rainfall 39 inches. Phoenix, average high 103 degrees. Minneapolis, average low, 7. Every year, Anderson windows and patio doors stand up to the harshest sun, the coldest wind, the hardest rain. So much for the law of averages.
Welcome back. John Saunders, Jim Palmer, Maria Sansone. 1-0 Venezuela has the lead. That last inning. Take a look at this one tail in on Dunlap's hands.
Again, trying to get the bat out and the ball just running in. That two-seam fastball will do that, and it appears just to hit the top of his nail or top of his hand.
Between innings, there was some question as to whether or not he'd be able to continue in the field.
Get out there. That's it. You went right into it, man. Okay. Can you play?
The ultimate indignity. It's your own fault.
Me,
you're hurt and it's your own fault.
That's right. Years ago, I mean, Life magazine did which was better, Texas or Pennsylvania football. We're in Pennsylvania, and they talk about a player ran off the field, and the coach met him at the sideline. He said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I hurt my knee." He said, "That's 2.5 feet from your heart. Get back out there."
Get back out there. And Nathaniel Dunlap is back in center field. The batter is Guillermo Quiroz. Pitch breaking on the outside corner. Strike one. Gentili, who struggled somewhat after the rain delay and still managed to get out of there with just one run. He has struck out 2 through 3 full. Outside with that pitch, 1-1.
Well, he's really pitched well because Ramon Diaz, the manager of Venezuela, said, "We don't try to hit home runs, they just happen." These are big kids, they're strong, they have good bat speed.
That pitch breaking down. Most of his pitches tend to tail away. That one breaking down, tough to catch up with.
Well, I talked to Justin Gentili yesterday, and he said basically, I'm not going to throw the ball by him. I'm going to have to change speed, use my curveball, because they're more susceptible to that.
That's a good chase one, climbing the ladder a little bit.
Because if you throw them fastballs belt high, they will hit fly balls. This is an equal distance ballpark at 204, and they will hit some home runs.
Venezuelan fans here in attendance. Much of the crowd stuck around despite the rain. Tries to get him to fish on one on the outside corner. This is outside. Count now 2-2. Gets that one to knock down to shortstop. Matt Fisher can't get the hop into the glove. And we have an error and another base runner.
And a leadoff base runner. Take a look. Charging the ball. Does it keep the glove down? Nope. Tell you what, they tell you always put your glove on the ground. It's easier to come up than go down. And that ball, again, stays down. The glove isn't down, and you have yourself an error.
Now the pitcher comes to the plate. Cesar Hidalgo. Nice bunt. That's going to be a tough play. They're not going to get anybody. Safe all around. Hidalgo with a perfect bunt down the third baseline that just died in that wet grass.
Oh, you see a little bit of strategy here. You have a pitcher on the mound and might pitch a shutout. So what do? You play for another run. Bat head out in front of the plate. He has the angle with the bat head above it and makes the perfect bunt for a base hit.
And now a little trouble because Eduardo Ferrer hit 2 home runs in the International Championship. He is capable of going deep. That pitch gets away, and the runners will move up to second and third.
Well, Ferrer has some of the best bat speed I have seen in the last 10 years. As you look at a pitch that looked like Justin Gentili just tried to throw a little bit harder. In the ball being wet, you had the rain delay. But this kid can hit. The infield comes in. It's a perfect hitting situation.
There's a shot down to Fisher at short. He holds the runners over to first, and they get one.
Well, not often you get to redeem yourself on the next play, but tell you what, playing a little bit behind in makes a great backhand stop. You see the strong arm, and you get your first out. A little bit of a breaking ball. Ferreira gets it and hits it hard, but right there, the shortstop, and you have yourself the first out of this inning, a big out.
Pedro Infante is now the batter. And he brings it upstairs and chases it. Strike one. Look from the umpire's mask as it was coming right to his eyes. He thanks Matt Cunningham for good quick hands back there. In on the fist. That one's popped up, but just out of play. Want to remind everyone, next Saturday, the PGA's Best Hit the Links in the Greater Milwaukee Open, presented by Sharps. Weekend coverage begins at 1:30 Eastern. Then it's ABC's college football, a doubleheader. Boston College in Michigan, Virginia against national champion Florida State, or Washington against USC. Then that night, primetime action at 8 o'clock Eastern, Notre Dame and Northwestern, or Tennessee and UCLA. Oh, and a nice pitch by Justin Gentile. That one fell right underneath of the bat. It was his fastball, but it had good movement on it.
Well, we talked about the resiliency of this Northridge team. They go through an earthquake. They need an out. They need a strikeout after an error and a base hit. And what do you get? You get the big strikeout. I mean, good pitching. And it looked like he set him up by throwing all those breaking balls in the first 3 innings. Threw the fastball right by him.
Luis Gonzalez will get a shot to bring a couple of runners home. So runners on second and third now with 2 out. He swings at one that bounces in the dirt. That one was a foul ball, and they'll send the runners back. No, it was not a foul ball.
Yeah, so actually, I think it would be scored as a wild pitch, and because the ball went on the screen, John, they allow the runner from second to go to third, and the runner at third who was coming in to score, he will score the second run.
I thought Gonzalez might have got a piece of it as he went down, but it was the plate that knocked it way up, and you see the umpire's sign for the strike. And then just one runner allowed to advance in. So now 2-0 Venezuela with the lead. The runner advances now to third.
Take another look at the wild pitch. You can see the ball bouncing way out in front of home plate.
There's a shot down to third. That'll be handled by Wallace. And once again, minimal damage, although with Hidalgo on the mound, 2 runs is a large lead. The West still looking for their first hit. Back with the bottom of the 4th in a moment.
You've got to meet a colleague half a world away, so you race through the airport, then fly for half a day. And during that long haul, you get nothing done at all.
Sprint Business had a real solution for Landis & Gear. Their engineers now use the world's largest video conferencing network to work together more effectively.
Sprint's helping us create better ideas for our customers, which is making us more successful. And that's why we're in business in the first place.
Call Sprint Business. We help business do more business.
The all-new Subaru Impreza Coupe has dual airbags and crumple zones to help you survive accidents. But its real beauty is helping you avoid them. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. It's the kind of safety no one can afford to be without. And at this price, no one has to be. The all-road, all-weather, all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Sir, there's no question that...
Sales definitely look good next quarter.
Splendid. Call line 3, Miss Gray.
Hello? Jason.
America's future belongs to America's students, and giving your child a good education is job #1. So at Office Depot, we make it our job to give you a great selection of school supplies at guaranteed low prices. Office Depot, from the classroom to the boardroom.
Welcome back once again. Run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th for Venezuela. They now lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
this week. And earlier today, they were honored here. You'll recognize the guy on the right with the Orioles cap as my partner tonight, Jim Palmer. Vincent Fortnays, Dr. Fortnays, who is a psychiatrist and a neurologist, and Dr. Story Musgrave, an astronaut who helped fix the Hubble telescope, were the guys who went in with you. We have a new left fielder. Sergio Marin goes in for Pedro Infante out in left field. That's the only change, as Spencer Gordon will come to the plate. Cesar Hidalgo has yet to give up a hit here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That was a hard shot, just foul.
Well, Spencer Gordon can swing the bat. He hit a 3-run home run on Thursday, the only 3 runs that Northridge scored. So good bat speed. I mean, I tell you what, he smokes this ball. Looking fastball, take a look. This is what Spencer sees. And he turns on that fastball, but just a little bit too quick.
Another fastball. He tries to hold his swing, but may have caught the outside corner anyway.
I tell you, you get the effect you don't have a lot of time. Looked like that might have been one of those hard breaking balls or veering breaking balls that he throws, but you better get the bat started, and if you do, the breaking ball really can make it be difficult to hit.
That one bounces and just holds up the swing. Northridge just looks prepared to pull the trigger every time as we look at them throw in the pitch signals. Shot back up the middle. Nice play by Mora to stop it from getting to the outfield, and he gets the out. 1 down.
Well, John, part of good pitching is good defense, and if Emerson Mora is not up the middle, again, you play up the middle if you think the hitter's not going to pull the ball. And stays down on it. I mean, the rest is history. Great grab, good throw, and get yourself the first out.
Matt Fisher is now the batter. And he tries to get aboard with a bunt. Foul back.
Well, if you're trailing by 2 runs, you need to get base runners. But 1 runner will bring the tying run to the plate. You haven't got a base hit. You haven't had a base of balls.
Get it down. Make sure it's down now. Hands back and drive now. Let's go.
Pitch bounced in the dirt and outside. Larry Baca trying to, as you mentioned, tell them to be a little more patient, which they have not been since the end of that rain.
Let's go. You got 1-1 now. 1-1. Come on. Hands back and drive now. Let's go.
Again, Hidalgo cannot find the strike zone. Struck out 15 in his first game of this tournament against Chinese Taipei. He's gone 3 1/3 here, has yet to give up a hit.
The scouting report on Cesar Hidalgo, with great arm, and we've seen that, but occasionally he get a little bit emotional. I haven't seen that yet this afternoon. And there's the patience you talked about, John. That runs the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. I would imagine, trailing by 2 to nothing, they will be taking here. Be surprised if he swings. And there's ball 4. First base on balls this afternoon.
You saw catcher Guillermo Quiroz go out to the mound and try and calm Hidalgo down. As you mentioned, he gets emotional, and that will affect your pitching, whether you're pitching well or pitching poorly.
Well, this youngster, Matt Castle, can hit.
Just want a slow roller to short. Going to be a tough play, and they won't get anyone.
Well, Venezuela this afternoon, they've already made 2 errors, but here this is not going to be a physical error, but maybe a mental error. There's no possible way you're going to get the runner at second, but the shortstop, Mora, thinks he might have a chance. So he doesn't think about first. He thinks about second, can't get a handle on it, and you have runners at first and second.
It's a base hit, but you're right. If he goes immediately to first, they probably have an out. Tuber with a shot that drops it in left field. That'll load him up. Nice piece of hitting by Peter Tuber, who just went with the pitch and dropped it in.
A la recta. Le están dando a la recta, ¿verdad? Eso vamos a trabajar con curva afuera. No, recta, recta afuera. Entonces ponle más. Vamos, no ha pasado nada. Rolly por ahí. Doble play. Pisi tira primero. Play, vamos. Dos, sí.
His manager is telling him to throw the inside fastball, but also go with the curveball. We have an interpreter. No, I don't speak Spanish. We have an interpreter in the truck, and that's what he has told his pitcher. There's a shot down to second. Could be two. They quickly turn it. Moore throws it away. And a couple of runs across. Looked like they would turn the double play easily.
Well, it was a tailor-made double play ball. Now this will be charged as an error to the shortstop Moore, but the second baseman, Perez, stays down, gives him a perfect throw, but again, wet infield. You don't know if that was a factor because he had plenty of time, and that'll tie it up.
So it's now 2-2. And we have a runner down at second base. Greg Wallace is the batter.
Getting out of the way of the runner. And that's so many factors, John. And you know, these kids are 12, but the ball, I mean, we've had the rain delay. The ball could be wet. You can lose your footing. But if he makes a good throw, they're out of the inning, and the score is 2-0 Venezuela.
Inside, takes a good cut at it, but can't get it. That's the third error for Venezuela today. They had just 3 coming into this championship game.
Well, there's that inside fastball that the Venezuelan manager Diaz was talking about. It sounded like my manager Earl Weaver. Throw the fastball high and tight and the curveball away. That'll get anybody out in any league.
You and Earl had a great relationship. He's still throwing hard. That one is 73, but he is having difficulty finding the strike zone, and the count runs to 3-2. That one inside and low, so Greg Wallace gets a pass. Runners now on first and second, 2 out in a tie game. Justin Gentile will come to the plate.
We talked about becoming emotionally involved, and again, really part of pitching. And he said his favorite motto is to think before you act, also is handling adversity.
Diaz, his manager, telling him to calm down. You have 2 gone. 1 walk is not going to kill you if you can get this guy at the plate. Tilly going after the high one, and you're not catching up with that.
Take a look out of the strike zone, and you're right, John, not going to hit balls.
Oh, that one snapped off the end of the bat. Got away from him. But just the same, Northridge pushes across a couple of runs, both of them unearned. And we have a tie game, 2-2. Cesar Hidalgo extremely upset with what transpired that past inning against the last batter, but we're tied at 2. Back with this message and a word from our ABC station.
Changing channels? Or changing your life? The choice is yours with the Dating Network. Call anytime, 24 hours a day to 1-800-WHY-DATE. Your 20-word video personal ad, just like this, is free, and this area's most eligible singles will respond. Don't wait. Call 1-800-WHY-DATE. Then watch the Dating Network show at these times for more. Don't wait. Date. Call 1-800-WHY-DATE right now. It's free.
This series, he goes out to center field to replace Nathaniel Dunlap. who hurt his thumb in his last at bat. His manager talking about the fact it might be broken.
Okay, I got to take the center fielder out. He might have broke his thumb or something. The ball came in, he fouled that.
Oh, the one, the lefty last inning?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There's Nathaniel Dunlap. Maybe some confusion about which side of the plate he's hitting from, but he...
And there's Michael Nesbitt. If you're wondering how these teams are formulated, the actual leagues vote for the first 9, and Michael Nesbitt was picked by the coaches. So obviously got to be excited getting a chance to play here in Williamsport.
Seeing his first action, and Elio Perez takes the first pitch out into right field for a single. There's a look at the comparison of what these guys are looking at. Justin Gentile in that 65-mile-an-hour range with his fastball. There's the high speeds each has had per inning. 75 Hidalgo's had it up to. There's a bunt. It's fouled back. As they will play for a go-ahead run, and hopefully for them, as far as Venezuela is concerned, a winning run. And with Hidalgo, again, despite the fact he gave up 2 runs, they were both unearned in that last inning.
Well, I think that's what they're banking on, that he'll somehow be able to get through the next 2 innings unscathed if they do produce the run.
Ooh, that one almost hits Moore in the head. He gets just under it. And the runner on the wild pitch moves into second base and scoring position.
Well, you are taught to throw the ball up in the strike zone. And Matt Cunningham, the catcher for Northridge, unable to get it. Might have been fooled a little bit by the batter trying to get the bat out of the way. Ball all the way for a wild pitch.
Gentile's ball breaks down, and Moore just gets a piece of it.
Here's Justin, who went through a 3-hour rain delay.
He's ahead in the count here with nobody gone and a runner in scoring position, and catches the outside corner, freezing Mora, and strikes him out.
So it's just very much like they sacrificed the runner to second. You get yourself an out, and how do you do it? You make a perfect pitch on the outside corner. No, maybe it's a little bit outside, but if you set up, as Matt Cunningham did, and you hit the glove, you're going to get a lot of pitches. It amazes me the kind of control that Gentile has showed us here at Williamsport.
Avila with a hot shot past the first baseman Castle into the corner. The runner Perez comes in to score the go-ahead run.
Good-looking left-handed hitter. Second RBI in this game. Both balls hit to the right side. Both good strokes. Gets out. And the right fielder with no chance will hold the runner at first.
The pitch nearly got away as Eric Villalobos is at the plate.
Well, something we were talking about before the game. Larry Baca, the manager, Northridge, does have arrested Peter Tuber in left field. Gentile pitching on Wednesday night and being asked to come back with only 2 days rest on the 3rd day.
Good pitch there.
But if you're Larry Baca, I mean, you know what this team is made of. You've gone through 17 games in the regional. You lose the first game. You've won 3 in a row. You know who to stick with and who to take out.
Pitch is up for ball 2. Again looking for the outside corner, and he's a little too far outside. The count now to 3-1. There's Nathaniel Dunlap. What they tell us now is that his thumbnail is split, and it actually may have to be removed later. X-rays as well, but right now he'll hang around the bench in case he has to go in as a hitter. Remember, he can return to the game, and there's the walk Now we have runners on first and second. Tonight on ABC, take a walk on the wild side with Ben Savage, Fred Savage, and Howie Mandel and Little Monster. And Michael Chiklis is the commish tonight here on ABC. Tomorrow, start your night off right with America's Funniest Hour. Then it's the high-flying adventure with Lois and Clark, the new adventures of Superman. All tomorrow here on ABC.
Fastball's got to be down, and the other stuff's going to work. You all right? All right, just keep it down. Let's go. Come on.
We've talked about all game that Gentili does not throw like the pitcher from Venezuela, Hidalgo, so therefore he has to keep the ball down. Throws about 12 miles per hour slower. And he's been able to do that till this inning. It looks like he's overthrowing a little bit, John, but again, that rain delay, 3 hours is a long, long time.
Oh, you're not kidding. He started out on that mound, keep in mind, you know, with warm-ups and everything. By the time he got here, it was 2:30 this afternoon or so. He's warming up, starts pitching about 3:38. Right now, it's 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. Good pitch there, though. The curveball sharply drops down.
And the reason Larry Baca is saying throw the fastball down, I mean, you can see how hard he's trying, is because then both the breaking ball and the fastball look the same.
That one nice shot off the outside of the corner. The ball is fouled off by Quiroz.
And this is no walk in the park, right into the middle of the lineup for Venezuela. Quiroz came in hitting .462.
Watching a lot of major leaguers.
Oh yeah, pretty good sized kid. 5'6", 142 pounds. He's only 12.
Good size.
Got a great arm, and he's a pretty good receiver behind the plate.
Good stop back there by Matt Cunningham. We told you earlier today that 32 consecutive years Wide World of Sports has been bringing you the final of the Little League World Series. But it's the first time that we've ever done it under the lights at night. 3-hour rain delay will tend to do that to you, send you into the nighttime here on the East Coast.
Only the second year they've had lights here at Williamsport.
First 8 batters, he didn't give up a hit, struck out 2.
And that's after the rain delay that we talked about.
Oh, good pitch again. Snaps the curveball down.
Well, John, I've pitched about 4,000 innings in the big leagues. I don't think I ever threw a 3-2 curveball. Maybe once, but that's what Justin throws right here. Quiroz looking for the fastball, no doubt, and look at that curveball. Not only good break, but great location. He gets the strikeout.
So the pitcher, Cesar Hidalgo, comes up. 1 for 2 today. Not a single. There are now 2 gone. 2 runners aboard. Cunningham doing a nice job back there.
Well, he moved inside, and Gentili threw the ball down and away, so he had to scramble to knock that one down.
As at second base was Avila rather, and Villalobos at first base.
I mean, Matt Cunningham has done a terrific job. I mean, not only throwing, we've seen him make 2 great throws today. You can see him looking into Larry Baca for the pitch selection. The manager calls the pitches.
And again, behind in the count, 2-0. He goes to the curveball and fools him. Here's a look at Lamedy Stadium from the outfield. This is really a beautiful facility. Seats about 10,000. But they'll jam 40,000 in up there on the grass.
Well, they did about 4.5 hours ago.
Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people stuck around, though. I'm amazed, especially those sitting out there on the wet grass. That one in on the fist. Back to the pitcher, but Gentili knocks it down, slows it up, but that'll be an infield hit. And it will load up the bases as well.
Cesar saying, not only can I pitch, I can hit. He's already gotten a bunt base hit. And this time, again, watch Gentili fall off. It's about one of the only flaws in his windup. Because of that, a routine ground ball goes off his glove, and a trip not going to make the play at first anyway, and that loads it up for the guy that I've been talking about. It has the best bat speed here at Williamsport. 2 home runs just the other day in the international game.
How is that guy hit the ball and his foot was out in front?
Larry, it didn't look like the heel was out. It looked like the heel was still on the back line.
I bet if you check with the first base.
No, I'm not going to check with anyone. I'm going to make the call as best I can.
I know you're making the best you can. It's hard to tell in your position.
You understand the difficulty of that particular
No, I know. That's why I'm saying maybe you need help sometimes on that.
And that's a tough one. I really did think that the heel remained in contact. You know, in the second inning, when I thought the kid did it, I rung him out.
He was way out. He was out about a foot.
I know.
That one looked like it too.
Okay.
Very calm discussion. Larry Baca. The foot does look like it's out of the box, and that's what Larry Baca was complaining about. Again, getting ahead with that terrific curveball. Fastball that was outside. The runner coming home. There's going to be a play at the plate. Safe. Esteban Avila very quickly gets home from third.
Well, remember, you cannot leave the base until the ball crosses home plate. But a major problem right here. I mean, nice snag by Cunningham, but Gentile doesn't cover the plate. Avila beats him to home plate, and you have your 4th run. See right there, Cunningham trying to get back in time. But Avila crossed the plate for the 4th run for Venezuela.
On that play, it almost looked like Justin Gentile thought that Cunningham would get to the ball and the runner would stay where he was, and therefore he didn't leave the mound as quickly as he should have.
Well, he failed to cover home, but also very aggressive and good base running by Avila of Venezuela.
And Gentile closes things out with the curveball, but not before 2 runs come across, including Esteban Avila with a second. It's now a 4-2 lead for Venezuela over top of the team of the United States from Northridge, California. Back with more of the Little League World Series in a moment.
Testing 1, 2. Dialing 0 to call collect is worse than processed cheese. So next time just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Don't be a weasel. Thank you.
Reason number 2, to run to McDonald's, the Cheeseburger Extra Value Meal. Hot, tempting, juicy cheeseburgers, large, crispy, golden fries, and icy Coke, all just $2.99. $2.99. Keep listening for more reasons to choose McDonald's.
Welcome to Foot Locker High and the start of a new school season. The hallway speed limit has been lowered to 60 miles an hour. The Geology Club is preparing for Mount Everest. Grading and physics class will now be on a curve, and band practice will be excellent. Meanwhile, the cross-country team has made it as far as Iowa. Only a few more states, guys. And at the school store, the math team has worked out an awesome percentage off some cool shoes and apparel. That's all for now. Whoa! It's going to be a great year.
After you shave, now there's comfort to the power of 3. It's soothing Edge Aftershave with 3 soothing formulas for 3 specific skin types. An aloe formula that's alcohol-free to soothe sensitive skin. Extra moisturizers to soothe if your skin is dry. And a cool vitamin E splash for normal skin. Soothing better than ever with the power of 3. Edge Aftershave skincare for men. Ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
Welcome back. 4-2 Venezuela with the lead. Earlier today, we heard from Matt Cunningham, the catcher from Northridge, speaking about the earthquake, and he was actually 60 miles away playing in a baseball tournament, separated from his family, didn't see them for a little while, and right now his mother is standing by with our Maria Sansone.
Earlier, Matt told us that the day of the earthquake, he couldn't talk to you for 8 hours. That must have been a tough time for you.
It really was a tough time. It was a tough time.
After all that tragedy with the earthquake and everything, being here at the Little League World Series must be great for you and your family.
It's a wonderful experience for all of us, all the parents here. It's wonderful.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good luck. And let's go back to you, John.
All right, Maria, thanks a lot. And Matt Cunningham set to step into the box. He struck out twice today, done a terrific job behind the plate. And we'll try and get a little rally going here in the bottom of the 5th inning, down by 2 runs.
I'll tell you, he is getting it up there in a hurry. What you have to do, I mean, the wet field, you want to maybe take advantage of some walks.
Cunningham down to 3rd. Villalobos, the high throw is hauled in by Ferrer. 1 down.
Well, the ball gets right in on the fist of Cunningham, and he throws a little bit high, but got it there in a hurry, set his feet. And Hidalgo throwing 77 miles per hour. Remember that I guess if you want to compare it to the major leagues, is 99 miles per hour.
Seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on after he had that little emotional problem earlier when a couple of runners got aboard, a couple of runners in. See what he's done the last few innings. Now facing Michael Nesbitt, who had to come into the game to replace Nathaniel Dunlap, who cracked his fingernail on his thumb. And how about you getting your first action of the Little League World Series, and you got to come up and take a look at 75-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Again, short swing. You have to do that. Stand deep in the box. And if you can't hit it, hold your swing. I mean, Dr. Creighton Hale, who's the chief executive officer, as we look at one of the Northridge fans, I mean, I don't know if she's praying for him to get a hit or not to get hit.
Could be a little both.
I think that Michael Nesbitt's best chance, not because he doesn't have any ability, because obviously he does, is the hope that this is ball 4.
3-2 is the count. 73 on the last one. Oh, and he goes after what would have been ball 4.
We talked about reaction time. You got about a quarter of a second. Is it going to be high or isn't it? Well, sometimes it's especially with 2 strikes, 3 balls, you better get the bat started. He chases a high pitch and unable to make contact.
Spencer Gordon now into the batter's box. 2 are gone here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. There's a shot out to center field. It's deep, back to the wall, and over for a home run. Spencer Gordon has made this a 1-run game. Avila thought he had a shot at it.
Well, 204 feet everywhere here in Williamsport, and you get back to the wall. You see where the wall is. You can see him kind of reaching with his right hand and not quite able to get it.
It almost looked like he had a couple more feet he could have gone before he made his leap, and he might have had a shot at it.
Well, maybe true, John, but as we said, 3-hour rain delay, very, very wet here. If he had gotten back to the wall, he would have had an opportunity to probably catch that, but that would have been one heck of a play.
Spencer Gordon has made this a 4-3 game as Matt Fisher is now at the plate, and he attempts to bunt.
Well, they came back to win in that Western Regional, and they scored 10 runs in the top of the 6th inning to do it. Lost the first game here, had to win 3 in a row, and they did that, beating Springfield, Virginia, the last 2, shutting them out 2-0 and 3-0.
Shot down to first base. Ferreira's there. He gets the 3rd out. So Hidalgo gets out of the inning, but not before he gives up a home run. A long shot by Spencer Gordon. It's now 4-3, 5 complete. Back to Williamsport in a moment.
Martina, a pioneer in women's sports. She rewrote the rules on tennis and made history as a champion.
She was always very confident, if not a little cocky.
On the court and in the courtroom, the public image, the private life.
I felt very comfortable with a woman.
A revealing interview An intimate portrait of Martina Navratilova premieres tonight at 10 p.m. only on Lifetime.
Travel back to the beginnings of human life.
I came to Africa to find my ancestors. I found out who some of them were, but more important, I found out who we are now and where we might be going.
Experience the ultimate adventure and mystery. The evolution of man. An A&E World Premiere Family Special. Ape Man with Walter Cronkite. Coming this fall on A&E.
Just a youngster here enjoying the Little League World Series. 4-3 is the lead now for Venezuela. A reminder once again that Nebraska takes on West Virginia. The Kickoff Classic live at 2 Eastern tomorrow. Then at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. NFL greats meet flag football's best in NFL Air It Out from Universal Studios in Florida. All tomorrow here on ABC Sports. Sergio Marin is in. Justin Gentile still on the mound.
Well, the coach, Larry Baca of Northridge, said it best. He said, hold them there. And if you're Justin Gentile, that's what you want to do. Give your team a chance to win in the bottom of the 6th.
Trying to bunt a pitch that was well outside of the strike zone. Breaks in on the fist. Straight back at us. And he's ahead in the count now, 1-2.
It's been a marvelous week. Ethan Lair starting it off for Springfield with a 8th inning home run. His dad, who was one of the coaches, told him go up there and look for something high. He hits a solo home run to win 2-1. There's today's pitcher, hoping his team will get him a few more runs.
Justin Gentile ahead in the count. Hopes he can get somebody to fish after something there. Marin holds off, and the count goes to 2-2. There's a great pitch.
Well, he set him up. Threw him a bunch of slop and then threw a fastball right by him. A hitter think about something. Establish your breaking ball early in the count and then come back with something hard. It makes it very difficult to make contact sometimes.
He did just that. Luis Gonzalez steps in now, swings, knocks it down to short. Fisher up with it. 2 are gone.
I'll tell you, Matt Fisher has an arm. Maybe he doesn't really conventionally catch the ball sometimes, but I'll tell you what, he caught that one flat-footed. Made sure the glove is down this time and just makes a snap throw with plenty on it. And we have 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
Elio Perez hoping to keep something going. It's just a 1-run lead. 4-3 is the lead. Venezuela over Northridge, California.
Well, Jonathan, if you want to pitch, what you want to do is give your team, and there's Justin Gentile's mom, you want to give your team a chance to win.
Shot down past third base, but just foul. And now Gentile is ahead, 0-2 in the count. Little League World Series, Latin America in the championship. And see what they've done. They've actually won it twice. Latin America has. Venezuela has never won. Another good pitch, another good bit of defensive hitting to fight it off. The record is 2-4 in the championship games.
Well, a lot of times, as you said early in the opening, they've never gotten to the championship game, or at least talking about the final game, mainly because they always seem to have to play somebody from the Far East, and they have dominated the play here at Williamsport.
Shot down to Fisher again. He's up with it, over to first. And we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-run game. Stick around. This one could be good as California looks for their 3rd consecutive win here at the Little League World Series. Back with the bottom of the 6th. After this message and a word from our ABC.
Seattle, average rainfall 39 inches. Phoenix, average high 103 degrees. Minneapolis, average low 7. Every year, Andersen windows and patio doors stand up to the harshest sun, the coldest wind, the hardest rain. So much for the law of averages.
Meet the Parker twins, Bob and Fred.
Hi.
Identical in every way, except when it comes to taking care of their cars. Bob likes the shine of original Armor All Protectant, but not Fred.
I gotta be me.
Fred's discovered the rich, deep finish of new low-gloss Armor All. It protects like original Armor All.
But without the glossy shine.
Original or new low gloss.
Now it's your choice.
Only from Armor All.
Hey, can I try that?
Football fans, get ready for Sports Illustrated's exclusive NFL Team Kickoff Kit. Free with your paid subscription to SI. Just tell us your favorite team.
Cowboys! Packers!
49ers. And we'll give you more than ever before.
This is incredible! I love it.
Your Team Kickoff Kit starts with your official 1994 team video.
Free Cowboys video? Free Browns video?
If I got a free Giants video, I'll be the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, man! Where can I get it?
It's an inside look at your favorite team. Brought to you as only Sports Illustrated can.
And ain't no surprise!
Your Team Kickoff Kit also brings you this authentic NFL team cap free. It's an unbelievable football package that no real fan can be without. Call now. Use your credit card. And you'll get 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. And your incredible Team Kickoff Kit is free. Nobody gets you into football like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Welcome back, John Saunders, Jim Palmer, and Maria Sansone. In between innings, they look a little relaxed there, the team from Venezuela. Dancing all around Lamedy Stadium, and now the cheer goes up for USA. Perhaps one final chance for Northridge, down by a run in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, they got some pretty good hitters. Matt Castle talked about what kind of hitter he is. He's 6 for 13 here at Williamsport. Singled his last time up, and on deck Peter Tuber, who hit a line drive. So you have 2 of your best hitters leading off the inning.
Hidalgo goes right after him. A shot down to second. Bad hop, but still Perez comes up with it. What about going after the first pitch?
Well, I think they're looking fastball, and you have to get the bat going. Castle can hits the ball hard, gets the bad hop, but Perez stays right with it, and you can see him celebrating. All we need is 2 more outs.
Peter Tuber, who is certainly capable of taking this ball over that 204-foot fence.
Well, Tuber hit the longest home run, and he hit it off one of his teammates, Nathaniel Dunlap. And they argued, of course, you know, how far it actually went. But tell you what, a long one right here will tie it up.
One's low and runs the count to 1-1. Hidalgo wants to come right after him. You saw him shake off the first sign. One and 2 now. Peter Tuber down to his last strike. That one is bounced far inside.
And again, Peter Tuber telling us yesterday, I'm going to get as far back in the box, try to have a short stroke, and he reminds me very much of the Little League Parents of the Year this year. And that's John Olerud's parents, yeah.
Swings at one that drops down below his back. And 2 are gone. Northridge down to their final out. See Venezuela ready to celebrate.
Well, I'll tell you, great baseball heritage. I mean, you look at last year's batting champion in the National League, Andres Galarraga, Omar Vizquel, Wilson Alvarez, Louis Aparicio, guys like Tony Armas. I mean, they can play ball down there.
Hidalgo paints the outside corner right at the letters. Michael Frost is down, no balls and a strike.
Northridge down to their final strike, perhaps. Out to the mound is Guillermo Quiroz to speak to Cesar Hidalgo. Guys, we've got...
Yeah, I'll take care of this. I'm calling the pitches.
Just wants to calm them down.
Well, I'll tell you, 0-2, and again, the kids are only 12. I mean, these youngsters are very little experience. I wouldn't throw one very close. You just try to throw a little bit out of the strike zone.
And he did just that.
And you might do that for maybe 2 pitches here. Try to maybe just nip the outside part of the plate.
Strike 3. Venezuela wins it. From Northridge, California, staying to watch the celebration. Get a feel for what it's like to win a Little League World Series championship. Manager Ramon Diaz is the happiest man in Pennsylvania, at least right now. He's saying he's the happiest man in the world. And the feelings are just the opposite on the other side. 4-3 is your final score. Maracaibo, Venezuela picks up the victory. Cesar Hidalgo is the winning pitcher. He gets the complete game, allowing just 3 hits. Northridge, perhaps there'll be another chance. Here it is again, the final out. Matt Fisher thought, rather Michael Frost thought that he had held up, but the celebration was on. Venezuela, your 1994 Little League World Series champions. Back with plenty more in a moment.
Here's an inside look at Ford Motor Company's latest achievement. Our worldwide team has created a car for the world, with safety features years ahead of today's safety standards. A computerized transmission that adjusts to any driving condition, and a Duratec V6 engine that can go 100,000 miles without a tune-up. World-class features in a more affordable class of car, and soon you can drive one yourself. Ford Contour and Mercury Mystique, coming September 29th.
Welcome to Foot Locker High at the start of a new school season. The hallway speed limit has been lowered to 60 miles an hour. The Geology Club is preparing for Mount Everest. Grading and physics class will now be on a curve, and band practice will be excellent. Meanwhile, the cross-country team has made it as far as Iowa.
Only a few more states, guys.
And at the school store, the math team has worked out an awesome percentage off some cool shoes and apparel. That's all for now.
Whoa, it's going to be a great year.
Welcome back once again to the Little League World Series. Now a final. Venezuela, after a 3-hour rain delay, has beaten Northridge, California. 4-3 is the final. Cesar Hidalgo picks up the win. Justin Gentili picks up the loss, but just the same, this was a team that fought very hard, and Larry Baca joins us now from Northridge. Larry, obviously disappointed with the loss, but you can't be anything but proud of how this team played, coming back from down 2-0, nearly forcing extra innings.
That's right. The team played their hearts out, and you know, I think I feel great. They're a little disappointed right now. They don't feel, you know, that anything got away from them. They just feel disappointed right now.
Well, Larry, I mean, kind of a tough year, but I hope you tell them there are no losers here at Williamsport. Come all the way and you get to the finals, you got to be pretty proud.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah, they'll be okay in a few minutes.
Larry, was there anything that surprised you about the game? Was there anything that Justin was doing? I mean, he went the complete game. You couldn't have asked much more from him, really.
No, he did a good job. I think the rain delay, you know, he didn't come back quite as sharp after the rain delay. But other than that, they were fine. The guys started swinging the bats, and the pitcher was good. He was throwing the ball hard, and he was tough to hit.
All right, Larry, thanks a lot. Congratulations on reaching the final. You're obviously disappointed, but your team did a fine job from Northridge, California. And one of the guys who did a terrific job was Matt Cunningham. He's standing by now with our Maria Sansone. Maria.
Okay, great job. You guys were so good and you were this close. What do you think happened?
That team was a great team, and we played our best, and they played their game. We played our game, and they beat us. I'd have to say they won.
Sure did. Now you guys played great, and you spent a whole week here. What will you go home with what would be your fondest memory?
We're USA champions. We're the best in the United States, and we've gone as far as we wanted to go. This was our dream.
Are you excited to move in your new house again?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait.
You guys did a great job, and you did too. And now let's go back to John.
Thanks a lot, Maria. Obviously making reference to the fact that Matt Cunningham will finally get into his house after the earthquake in January. You see the tears in the eyes of the gentleman from Northridge and the elation from the bench of Venezuela as they charge the mound. Cesar Hidalgo getting the strikeout for the final out. Venezuela, your champions of the 1994 Little League World Series. A little mud carried about. These gentlemen have plenty to celebrate about tonight. Back with more from Williamsport in just a moment.
You've got to meet a colleague half a world away, so you race through the airport, then fly for half a day. And during that long haul, you get nothing done at all.
Sprint Business had a real solution for Landis & Gear. Their engineers now use the world's largest video conferencing network to work together more effectively.
Sprint's helping us create better ideas for our customers, which is making us more successful. And that's why we're in business in the first place.
Call Sprint Business. We help business do more business.
When I started my temporary personnel business, I bought our computers and printers right here at Office Depot, and for 3 good reasons: price, selection, and price.
You said price twice, Mom.
Thanks, Marley. Now that I need a PC for home, I'm back at Office Depot for the same 3 reasons: price, selection, and price.
What a great price.
She's learning.
Buy your computer where businesses buy theirs. Office Depot. The best brands, the best prices.
Welcome back once again. The 94 Little League World Series is history. Venezuela, the champions. Northridge, California could not get the extra runs across. They lose 4-3. Venezuela is your champion in 1994. John Saunders along with Jim Palmer. Let's take a look back at the highlights from the game that just ended a while ago because there was a 3-hour-plus rain delay. It simply came down to a great job by the crew to get things started.
It certainly was, and it did maybe change the complexion of this game, mainly because Justin Gentile was pitching extremely well, came back and struggled. Now take a look. This is the winning run, the 4th run. Avila had singled. He had 2 RBIs this afternoon. He comes in, good base running. Gentile a little bit late covering the plate. But in the bottom of the 5th inning, Spencer Gordon, he got him into the final game by hitting a 3-run home run on Thursday. He puts him 1 run back with this home run that, again, Avila, pretty good day, almost makes a circus catch.
And you see the reaction. He almost had it out there. But the biggest reaction of the day came from Cesar Hidalgo. This is the final out. His 10th strikeout of the day and night. And Venezuela, the champions. Very poised young man because he did get a little carried away a little earlier in the game.
Well, you talk about baseball being a game of emotion, and one time the difference between 1 run. I mean, it's a
Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu, Karate, and more. In a ring designed for no escape. World champion warriors compete one-on-one, match by match, discipline against discipline, fury versus finesse until only one is left.